we go back just the way we came, we would have left the job undone. We might have passed the universities and might have become the PhDs and the doctors or whatnot. In that school, would have flunked miserably. And what has stopped us from doing that? We are thinking like that stone. We are out to shatter the rest of the world. I am that big. When Alexander was preparing and planning for the thought, somebody asked, go meet the master of the time, Socrates. He, of course, had become the chieftain of his clan, and he was owning all the lands of the area. Socrates was playing with the dog on the beach. Alexander went there and he's standing by, and Socrates not paying any attention to him. A very young child, precocious. He got angry and said, don't you know who I am? You are ignoring me. I am the king of this land. Socrates, from his pocketbook, pulled a small map. Can you tell me on this map where is your kingdom? So he draws a finger and says, oh, this is mine. The ground you are sitting on is mine. This beach is mine. He folded that map, put it in the pocket, and then pulled the map of the country. Can you point me out where it is? Now there is a spot right here. So can you show me where your house? Yeah, you're not. Oh, but you are still there, right? Yeah, I'm still on the map. He pulled up a map of the world and said, can you tell me where Alexandria is? It's not visible. No, I haven't shown you the map of the universe yet. Here, do me a favor. Take this map with you. Every time this question bothers you, don't you know who I am? Unfold the map and try to find yourself in there. Who you are is a relative term. What you are comparing to. So long as we keep on thinking like stone, we would not get there. And the possibility of changing that thinking from the stone to the human being starts with meditative process. Okay. Last week, we were listening to Bhagat ji. And Bhagat was saying, Kundar ke kusumte dhaule sapat patal ki bani lochan samray balbudnati ta kam pavatma dhani. He was pointing out to the aging process. That as the human body, what we call growing up, in the language of mysticism, it's not growing up. It is growing small. not bigger, because they are looking from the end side. They are saying, now you have so many days left. Now you have so many days left. Now you have so many days left. Not now you are so many days old. They are looking from the other side. So looking from the other side, he was pointing out a Untar case, gray hair. Kushamte dhawle. They are lighter than the, kusam literally means flower, color of the flower. Sapat patal ki vani. Because now your voice has become so weak that it appears as if it's coming from the seventh floor somewhere. Patal. Seventh patal. It means it's too weak to hear. People have to make special effort to listen to you. Lochan sarmay buddh balanati ta kam pavasamadhani. But the desires are still that many. You may lose the power of hearing or talking, but the power of the desires remain the same. And therein lies the biggest problem, that you have not reached where you could say, I have eaten enough, I have tasted enough, I have rested enough, I have seen all these things, I have tried all these things. Human mind body is never ever satisfied by enjoying enough of all the senses. It wants more, more, more. Tate dikhe bhai mat pavas kaya kamal kumulana avgat ban chod mit mandal taupa se pachitana. So then the time comes, final journey starts. At that time, in a momentary flash, all the things are visible and you become aware all the steps that were missed in the process. So in the end, he says, लालच करे जीवन पद कारण लाचन कछु न सूझे निकटी दे देख धुन उपजे मान करत नहीं बूझे थाका तेज उदया मन पंखी कार्यांगन न सुखाई देनी कहे सुनोरे भगतो मरण मुकुत किम पाई. In the end, he is saying, if something is to be done, if the soul is to be awoken up, then it has to be done while you are alive, while you are here. It's not going to be done after. These are all lies told to you that you will get this reward, that reward after. There is no reward after. Why? Because the senses that can enjoy the award, they are already here. They are left behind. I wonder if the one who's willing to blow himself up for some cause, does he or she ever ask a question, what I'll do with the 72 virgins when my body is dead? Never enters the mind. What will I do with wine when the taste buds are already burnt down? It's the taste bud that enjoys the taste. That's the head that feels the light and euphoric. Whether burnt or buried, it doesn't matter, it is left behind. What would the reward is going to be? That's what Bhagat Beni is saying. Beni kahe, suno re bhagto, maran mukut ke pai. After dying, there is no mukti. Mukti is here. Mukti from what? If I'm alive here, what I'm free from? the bondages of the senses. Now the senses are not driving me. I am the driver. I order them. They don't order me around. Now I'm the boss. How is that possible? Next hymn is by Bhagat, Ravidaas. It answers that question. It says, Tohi, Mohi, Mohi, Tohi, Untar, Keisa. You are me, I am you. Well, wait a minute. That's rather a bold statement. It says, Untar, Keisa. What's the difference? Where is the difference? If you are me, I am you, where is the difference? Let me tell you where is the difference. Kanak katal jal tarang jaisa. The gold and the bangle and the necklace or the earrings, are they made up of gold? Right. But when they are in the form of a necklace, nobody says it is gold. It's a necklace. Or we go onto the ocean and we see waves. There's a wave there, right? You see, that comes a wave. There goes a wave, or there comes a wave, right? We see that. So that means wave has an existence. We have given it a separate name. Okay, now your child says to you, Ma'am, Dad, I want to take that wave, put it in this bottle and take home. What will you do? Can a whale be taken home? Why not? Because it has no existence without being in touch with the ocean. Its existence appears to be real even though, and it is real. People are riding the wave, gliding over it and say, the wave is so high, I am riding it, I am gliding over it. So that means that wave has a reality. But that reality exists only as long as it is in touch with the ocean. Same is the case with the human. Human is nothing but a wave on the ocean of consciousness. That huge mass consciousness. You can call it God, or you can call it Allah, or you can call it Ram or Rahim. It is totally irrelevant. It is that consciousness. And you are a part of that consciousness. Your existence is as long as that consciousness allows you to have that. If he pulls that away, back, you have no existence. Or still subtle, those water bubbles, they look so real. They reflect the light. They break the light colors into 7 colors and form a rainbow on top of that. But can the bubble exist by itself? No. Bubble can exist only so long as it is in touch with the water. Same is the case with a human. Human can exist as long as he allows the existence. If he pulls it back, he pulls it back. Then everything is gone. So Bhagat Ravidaas is saying, Tohi, Mohi, Mohi, Tohi, Untar, Keisa. Where's the difference? The difference is Kanak Katak. Kanak literally means gold, sona. Katak literally means kada, a bangle. So as it is formed into a bangle, now it has lost the name and people have started calling it a different ornament, but it is actually gold. Same way, the energy inside every human being is the same, but you do not call the earring a bangle, you do not call a necklace an earring, because their shape is different. Their purpose is different. Same way, the humans, they are different containers with the same content. And what we are focused on is a container. And the container bias makes all the difference for us. If we were not biased in favor or against a container, then there is no difference. Tohi, Mohi, Mohi, Tohi, Untar, Keisa. Kanak, Katak, Jalatrang, Jaisa. Wonderful thought coming. जब हमना पाप करंता अहे अनंता पतन पतित पावन नाम कैसे हुंता. Look at the relationship he is pointing out. He says if the humans are not committing any sin, then how would you be called a forgiver? What will you be forgiving? This is a thought that has been repeated in different ways. Did God create the man or man created the God? Can we take an issue and see where it leads us? Anybody has any idea? Did the man create the God or God create the man? Man created the God. Okay. Okay, so God created man. Okay. God created everything. Okay, fine. So, how would you answer that? He made a statement, you made a statement. I am asking him to respond to your statement. I was hoping that you will eventually get it, but the point being raised here is that one does not exist without the other. One does not exist without the other. It's a cyclical logic. It's circular logic. To say God created man or man created God is cyclical. One does not exist without the other. Why? The spirituality is this science. You take a mystery and you keep on going deeper and deeper and deeper, vertically down. You do not skip horizontally. You know cross? This is cross. That's what that is. Go vertically. If you stay horizontally, you will live in the world. If you go vertically, you will live in the spiritual world. Go deep. One does not exist without the other because the human mind-body system is a dual system. It cannot recognize day if there is no night. It does not have that capability. It needs something to compare against. So even God exists as relative to something that is not God. If there is nothing that we can call this is not God, then we cannot say this is God. Godliness exists because devilish. What's the root of devil? Deva. Day and the devil comes from the same roots, same word Sanskrit. One is the antithesis of the other. And the human mind-body system is designed in such that when you say, you are very good, I have already called somebody bad. Because he is good with respect to something that is not that good. Even though we claim, I have never done anything bad to anybody. Right? I consciously have not hurt anybody. Yes, you have. And you have conscientiously called somebody bad. You have conscientiously called somebody good. You have conscientiously called somebody right. Somebody is right because somebody has to be wrong. Otherwise, wrong and right has no meaning. So when you quoted somebody and said, you are right, somebody became wrong in the same instance. And by the way, it is simultaneous. You see, the knight went to God and said, would you please tell your son to not chase me? Wherever I go, he comes and destroys me. God calls the son and says, why are you chasing knight? I am chasing knight? Who told you? Knight just came and she said that you're bothering her. He said, sir, before you accuse me of anything, would you please present my accuser in front of me? You can't accuse me till I see my accuser. I never seen her. What are you talking about? But knight runs. But only runs that far as far it is need to run. Have you driven a motorcycle in the night? Or car in the night? In the dark? I've seen when you turn the headlights on, the darkness is not there, but for how far? Only certain length of the beam. Beyond that is all dark and you can actually see the darkness. And as the car is moving, what's happening with darkness? It is also moving with it. With the exact same speed. And if you stop the car and leave the lights on, what happens to the darkness? It stops right there. It doesn't go. It just doesn't want to stay, doesn't want to stay there, but only keep their distance respectable enough. But they are joined at the hip. They both coexist. One can simultaneously. Can we say that when I turn this switch, first the darkness will go and then light will come? Can we say that? No. Right? It's simultaneously, isn't it? As soon as the light comes on, instantaneously darkness is also gone. They are joined. One does not exist without the other, is the point. And that's what he started saying by saying, Jaupe hamna pap karanta ahe ananta. If the man is not there to commit his sin, then who's going to call you a forgiver? What will you forgive? Patat pamana naam kaise hunta. God and man coexist. They are one and the same. One without the other cannot exist. If God pulls his energy away from you, the body, all parts of the body remain exactly the same. Yet, something is not there. And that something can be named anything. It will exist simultaneously. तुम जो नायक आछो अंतर्जामी प्रभते जन जानी जे जनते स्वामी प्रभते जन जानी जे जनते स्वामी. He says that God is known. How? It is because godliness exists. Creator is known. How? Because creation exists. If there was no creation, you wouldn't know if there was a creator. Creator and creations are together, they are joined. And that metaphor will remain forever unsolved. Who created God? That will remain unsolved. He's self-born, self-created, which is a paradox.
And what I was saying for the sake of understanding that God is creation and humans are part of creation.
The atheist will tell you that this was all a bunch of dust. Right? And if you ask the atheist, where did the dust come from? He will be at the loss of the answer just the same as you will be at a loss where did God come from. Both starting with an assumption that there was something prior to everything. Now the only difference is, when I am in some sort of emotional crisis, I close my eyes and say, oh God, give me the strength. I feel some peace inside. But if I did the same thing, oh cosmic dust, give me the strength, I don't feel the same level of energy. That may be my belief system, but that equation is never going to be solved. तुम जो नायक आछो अंतर्जामी, it is what you are the creator of all, but you cannot be known unless the creation is known. प्रभते जन जानीजे जनते स्वामी. प्रभु तो आदमी का पता लगता है, आदमी को प्रभु का पता लगता है. One without the other does not exist, cannot exist. Or try making that equation yourself and see where you go with it. That's not possible. शरीर आराध है मोह को विचार देओ, रविदास समदल समझावे को. Then what's left for the mankind? If you are known by the man, man is known by you, people say, you have to be there. I remember an Indian mathematician who went to Swami Ramakrishnan and said, I can prove to you mathematically God does not exist. So, okay, go ahead. So there are people sitting around. Chandrasekhar was his name. Great mathematician of his time. He said, mathematically, by theorems after theorem, I am going to prove God does not exist. For 8 hours he spoke. Everybody stunned listening to him, drawing conclusion after conclusion after conclusion, same conclusion, God doesn't exist. God doesn't exist. At the end of the 8 hours, and Swami just sitting listening, saying not a word. So what do you have to say? I've been speaking for 8 hours. Are you convinced now God doesn't exist? He said, actually you have been removing my doubt. I previously doubted God may not exist, but today you have proven that who could create a brain like you? Accepted from him, a brain like you which can speak non-stop 8 hours trying to negate the one which has created you. If I had any doubt about his existence today, I am more convinced. Chandrasekhar goes home, writing his diary, he says, all of life of work was thrown out of the window by a single statement of a sadhu. He couldn't sleep all night. One statement. And the whole thing got trashed. And here he was riding high all day. People listening there saying, wow, 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 wow. The only person who's not speaking is the Swami. And the moment he opens his mouth, he destroys everything. That's what happens to the ego. When it crashes miserably. And that's what here he's saying, Shreer arade moko bechar deo. There's nothing else left. This body is to be put into the use of your meditation. That's basically it. Ravidaas samdal samchave ko. Ravidaas is also the same time frame Bhagat, earlier 13th, 14th century. And there are few hymns from him in Guru Granth Sahib. This concludes one major chapter. Shri Raag has finished. We will start Raag Maj next week because it's a brand new Raga, brand new chapter, and there are about 15 minutes left. I was asked one question to answer today, and that was, Ram, Ram sabko kahe Ram na paya jaye. The question was, if everybody is saying it, why is not everybody getting it? And the answer is, by repeating something only with your mouth is equivalent to just taking water and just then throwing it out and not swallowing it. We are just gargling. When the Ram goes inside the heart, then something happens, which is not an easy task. If the millions of them doing, only hundreds of them know the real way and only one of them gets somewhere. So it is a relative term, that majority, because only follows it as a ritual and not as a real term. That's why the rewards are not proportional. If there's any other question, we can discuss it. Or if anybody want to critique, any comments, any ideas, anything that you have heard here, you want to tell me that I'm full of what? Now is your time.